Opened up my eyes and saw the sign. Oh, I'm crazy. Let's cover your comments, baby. I saw the sign. I opened up my eyes and saw the sign. I might be crazy. Let's cover your comments, baby. Oh, let's turn it up. What you been told? Oh, God, man, I gotta start. Fuck, man, I gotta start checking this thing. Gotta start checking this thing. Cause, baby, I saw the sign. Okay, okay, all right, okay. Guys, welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Supreme. Welcome, welcome to the channel, guys, where we're gonna go over your comments every Sunday, every single Sunday. So, guys, first off, if you're not subscribed to the channel, check this channel out. Cause Sundays, if you want to be part of the channel, all you gotta do is leave a comment. I'd say like Friday or Saturday night. I mean, the later to the Sunday, probably the better, obviously, because last week we went through about a third of the comments, guys, and as the channel grows, it's going to be damn near impossible to go through all these comments, but we're going to do our best to go through them. Obviously, you're dealing with me, so be prepared to get sidetracked here and maybe go on a tangent or two. We're not covering prices, guys, on Sunday, so if it's price related, just try to save it till Monday, right? Because if we do prices every single day, it gets a bit obsessive, right? And we already know that we're obsessive enough. So I think 6 days a week on prices is good. But since prices are up, we're going to talk about it a little bit. Bitcoin Cash went up a little bit last night. It's at about $467. It went up to almost $500. It went over $500 briefly. Somebody's buy order did, so it went up to about 503 almost. Approximately. And guys, I'm watching Bitcoin SV too, obviously, because we saw this kind of thing with BSV over the last I would say 3 to 4 months, where there's kind of not been a direct movement with BSV and Bitcoin Cash at the same time, really, as much. A little bit, kind of. We'll see eCash and BSV and Bitcoin Cash all kind of pop up at the same time. But really, the movements I'm waiting on BSV, guys, I'm expecting BSV to go over over the price that it was, which I think was like 120, 130 maybe, or somewhere around there. It's kind of hovering at like 115, and now obviously, guys, it's dropped. It's down to I think it even went down to about $75 here. Give you a look, or $69, yeah. So it's back up to $85. So I'm kind of waiting on that, guys. So a couple, obviously don't want to dive too much into prices because we got a lot of comments, but nonetheless, watching BSV, watching Bitcoin Cash, watching Litecoin up a bit as well. Watching Ethereum Classic, guys, I'm really, really, bullish on these coins that are on Robinhood. Not just Robinhood, but pretty much everywhere. So as you see people, make profits on Bitcoin, I would expect them to start going into Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash so they could start moving their money around, maybe even to some of these exchanges, and take part in some of these pumps that are happening on these altcoins, like that have Bitcoin Cash trading pairs, Litecoin trading pairs. HitBTC has a ton of these, guys, and that's just one exchange that I'm familiar with. But nonetheless, guys, let's wrap up those prices. Prices are up. They've been up all week, but they've been down all week too, because if you don't remember, just a couple days ago, 4 days ago, we took about a 25% plunge. We took a 39% plunge on BSV. So those are not small numbers, guys. When we go down to $69 from almost 140 on BSV, we're talking about almost a 40% plunge. Bitcoin Cash, all the cryptos went down. I think Bitcoin even went down under 50 or under 60K, around 59,000. Obviously, Grayscale stocks dropped. The crypto market fell out. The next day, it recovered. We've been kind of going up a little bit. I feel like getting a little bit more excitement around it, but not too crazy like it was. So did a couple of videos this week. We did obviously some Bitcoin Cash videos with the price being up and all the the surrounding events, and the new book that Roger Ver dropped, the new book that he came out with that's coming out. I think it's the 5th of April. The hijacking of Bitcoin, and then obviously we got BCH Bliss, the Bitcoin Cash conference, basically coming up as well. So we have all these events coming up in Bitcoin Cash, guys. So obviously, a lot of the comments here are on Bitcoin Cash. Obviously, Litecoin as well. You know, Litecoin going up as well. So we'll go through these comments, guys. Trying to figure out what else we talked about this week. Just overall crypto growth, guys. Obviously, all you know, overall crypto growth. You know, some comment people or some people in the chat say sad, but you know, I'm not sad about it. So you know, whatever. Whatever. So obviously Bitcoin Cash, guys, kind of the trend this week, I guess. But let's kind of see what we're doing here on the channel. Guys, I'm having a hard time getting going. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. We want you to be part of this channel. That way, when we do get something going on, you're fully ready to dive in with us, right? Oh, man. Yeah, I needed some coffee, guys. Realized I hadn't had any coffee yet. So now that it's like the immediate sip, guys. I'm real when I go into drinking coffee, guys. I drink it pretty much right when I wake up, and I've been up for about 5 hours now. It's almost 11:30 here, so I've been up almost 6 hours, and haven't had but a little sip of coffee until now. So I hit that coffee, and it was immediately because coffee's addicting, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, coffee is definitely addicting, and it's become a regular you know, thing on the show. So you know, it is what it is. We all have our addictions, we all have our vices, but you know, I guess coffee's not that bad if you think about it. So yeah, feeling immediately better, guys, after literally one sip of coffee. So that just shows you how truly addicted to coffee I am. And now we can move on to the second addiction, guys, which is crypto. So Mr. Money Matrix is saying in regards to the video I made yesterday or live stream yesterday, maybe it's been 2 or 3 days now, why Bitcoin Cash is increasing in price. So we did see an increase in price. We did a live stream, and people are watching it, right? People are watching this. Seems like this guy bought a load of BCH Polishism. I don't know. Seems like this guy bought a load of BCH around the peak price, and he needs other people to hold so he can cash out without losses. Not really, honestly. Because here's the thing, guys. If I was an investor and I was literally buying at the peak and then just waiting for it to get back where I already had the money, that's called a stupid investment. So you're stupid. Polishism. BCH will never be out of reach for the general public. Anybody can purchase Satoshis. Yes, that is true. And it also is true that you liked your own comment, likely, as well. Bitcoin Cash, our seller, baby boy. Bitcoin Cash is getting immediate blackout. They don't want people to know this crypto. It's been going up for this week. It's almost up 30%. No one is talking about it. That is true. That is true. No, that's the thing, guys. If you go and search Google for Bitcoin Cash stuff, there actually has been a few articles this week that popped up. Roger Vere's book article popped up. Or not, no, it wasn't that. It was Samson Mow and Adam Back, former Blockstream CEO, new Blockstream CEO, kind of going back and forth on the prodigal son, Roger Ver, on his take on whether or not he should go back into Bitcoin BTC, which, you know, who says what? Maybe Roger owns both. Anybody ever think about that? You never know. I'm just saying. I don't know, and I don't claim to. So that's all I'm saying. And basically, it has been a media blackout because other than that news, yes, there was nothing. There was basically that was basically it. You know, there might have been some articles about the book coming out, but I think that was just if you search Bitcoin Cash. So basically nothing, right? We just have these. If you search Bitcoin Cash news on Google, you're just simply going to find AI articles that are just talking about stuff that is all AI generated. It's just based on you know, different analytical data points and how they pair up to the trading tools on whatever the analytical data point is suggesting, guys. That's all those AI articles are. That's why we don't read them. Barron's and a lot of these news sites have these articles, and they're a waste of your fucking time, honestly. A lot of times they'll mix up the tickers symbols for the coins. I've even seen them put Bitcoin SV logo and membership marks on BTC stuff and BCH stuff. So it's in Bitcoin Gold stuff. So don't read any of these AI articles. If it's not a reputable journalist that is actually writing the article that is getting credit for the article he or she wrote, don't read any of these articles, guys. They're all trash. So basically, yes, no media blackout, no Bitcoin Cash news at all, even though the price is, I mean, I think it's up like 20 or 30% now at this point because it went down, guys. That's what we have to remember. Like 4 days ago, Bitcoin Cash was trash again. I mean, I'm just I'm joking, guys. I'm kidding around, but you guys see what I'm saying. Like the price goes up, it's nothing. Price goes down, there's shit talking. So that's just one coin that happens. We were, getting a lot of news on BSV this week. We saw, the Satoshi thing. I think that was this last week or this past week. Maybe it was the week before. I don't really know at this point. Maybe, yeah, I think it actually was the week before. So yeah, a lot of news, but not really, like not really a lot of crypto news. There has been news around CZ being sentenced in April. That's kind of started to pick up again. That SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, is that kind of news has been picking up, and also the BTC run back up, and meme coins basically wrecking people this week. End of last week into the beginning of this week has been kind of the recovery for a lot of stuff, but let's see what holding a little over 5 Litecoin. I know it's not much, I'm assuming, but those gains would be nice. If you have time, what's your take on FL Air? I don't know. I don't know about that coin right now. We'll maybe do a follow-up on that. I want all the Bitcoins. Yep, we all do. If these cryptos creators had any smarts, they would make it. They make one with 250,000 coins. The less coins, the more explosive the price action. There are coins that have real low cap circulating supplies. I think, don't quote me on this, but I believe MakerDAO is a ERC20 token or a token contract that has relatively low circulating supply. And maybe Gnosis. There are a couple coins, guys. You can always find that out by just going to CoinMarketCap and searching by the price of the coins. And then there's also, stable coins and backed gold tokens now at this point. There's all these sorts of things, guys. But yeah, you're right. The less circulating supply, there's still got to be a demand for it, though, right? If there's 250,000 coins and you can't find anybody to buy even one coin, it doesn't matter how many coins you have. You can have fucking 10 coins, and that doesn't mean anything. So it has to do with a little bit more than just creating a circulating supply. Now, obviously, you can just create a circulating supply and do that on Ethereum or another like Solana or something, like with a token contract. So yes, you could do that, but keep in mind a lot of the way these people build out these tokens and tokens, not really coins, is they make a circulating supply that matches up with the order book that they're trying to control the volatility between two different general areas of resistance and or two different points, like low and high, right? Higher side, a lower side. So they're trying to find that magic number. So just keep in mind, guys, it does take a lot more money to create a token other than just creating 250,000 tokens and saying, okay, who's ready to buy them? Like if you don't have money to get that token on an exchange, you don't have, a lot of trading pairs with a lot of liquidity to bring to that exchange, like you're pretty much just wasting your time. So just keep in mind, like obviously, yeah, if we had lower supply, and this is why a lot of token contracts and coins projects will burn tokens, because the idea behind that is they burn the tokens, not literally, guys. They're not lighting them on fire. They're basically taking these tokens out of circulation permanently or temporarily, or in some cases locking the tokens up for a certain period of time to create different volatility that suggests to the front end user, hey, I want to come in this coin now. I want to get in on this new coin because it's going up. We've seen this tons of different times, guys. We even see it with scams. Like we even saw it with tokens like Hex, where there was these lockup periods. But if you actually match the lockup periods for when these tokens actually were released, you'll see that this token was actually never up. It was only based on people locking tokens for a certain amount of time for the scammer, aka Richard Hart, to cash out of the project. So I'm just using that as an example, guys. He's not the only scammer that's created tokens like this. I mean, BitBoy created fucking BIN token, whatever, and then like fucking that went down. All those went down. So it's not hard to do. You just got to keep in mind, guys, that it's more than just creating a token. You have to be able to have the liquidity. You have to be able to provide the liquidity to get it listed on reputable exchanges. And not everybody's intention, guys, from creating a token is to create a scam. But for the purposes of this channel, for the stuff that we're following, for the how I'm building this channel out, it kind of is, because we don't need all these fucking tokens that don't do anything. They're fun, but at the end of the day, most of them don't do anything. They're pretty much useless, and other than providing liquidity, I don't really see that the space has any need for it, honestly. So that's just my opinion on most tokens. I think they're most coins, most tokens are complete garbage. And if people want to buy them, that's absolutely fine. I have no issue with what people do with their money. I just think that it's not the right thing to do. So I don't do it. I don't buy it. So we'll go through some of these. Let's see. If these crypto creators had any smarts, they would. Yep, we read that. Well, BCH is a clone of Bitcoin. It's $450, and BSV is also a clone that even uses the original protocol of Bitcoin for $79. Yeah, that's kind of true. But guys, you got to remember, what prices are today has no. It doesn't have any merit to say like, oh well, it seems like this person is trying to pick out like, oh, you can get BTC. Just understand it's a membership mark, guys. It's also computer software. It's also technology, and it's also a protocol, and it's also specific changes that were made to each one of these versions of Bitcoin, right? Like with this, with BSV, with Bitcoin Cash, with the opcodes, with the SegWit, with the fucking, the Terra node, with the fucking, there's all different ways to look at it, guys, but it's not just so simple to say, oh, well, BCH, I'm just saying people call it, I've heard people call, like financial institutions call Bitcoin Cash a clone of Bitcoin. And I was just kind of joking around here, guys, with this. Like, if people want to say that Bitcoin Cash is a clone, like, they obviously don't know what they're talking about. Secondly, if they want to go that route, like, okay, it's a clone. It's a clone of the one asset that's done 1,000,000% up since it was created. So it's just, I feel like people are again trying to talk crap, and that will probably just never stop, honestly. Flight Gamer 753. If you are garbage, then why are you getting I don't even know what that means, but we'll give you a heart because we think you're stupid. Bill B 89. My dude, Bill. Litecoin is always late to the party, but it will make you money. I think so, Bill. I think you're actually absolutely right. Let's pop into the chat, guys, see if anybody's arrived on Bitcoin Supreme. Ba 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 ba. We got some new people in the chat. Alan, let's fucking go, my dude. Bitcoin Jesus dropping bombs on Bitcoin Easter. We hope so. Yeah, you should sell your 30 Bitcoin. You should sell your 30 Bitcoin for BSV. Yep. Not financial advice, but if I was SheepX, I would sell my BTC and go all into Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV. Bitcoin small blockers failing at scaling, even off chain. Bitcoin big blockers will win in the end. SBF sentencing on Thursday. Yeah, so we're going to be picking up momentum, guys, obviously, this week on crypto with, all these things going on. I didn't even know Sam was being sentenced this week. I came up pretty fucking quick, but I have been seeing stuff like he's getting ready for prison and all these fucking articles, but, should he go to prison? I don't know. I think these people that invested with Sam are just fucking retarded, honestly. We got Love Dogs. What's good? Let's read your comment here. Got a long comment. Chad, I think your insights are right on. If crypto was so worthless, you can be sure it would be not attracting what it is attracting. It is pretty worthless as a store of value, in my honest opinion, and even Warren Buffett holds that to be true. So crypto must find its way to the hands of the consumer. I personally think our government will eventually crash our dollar, and then they will come running into crypto for some sort of mass distribution center. I don't know, but it was rather mind-blowing to think that Bitcoin was like $1 at one time, and now look at it. That's very true. Just have to figure out which one is the next Bitcoin, or is there one? it is really just starting. When you start to see the signs of the institutions educating the public about, that's another sign. But I hope that we never lose our cash, but I am a bit afraid we might. Actually, that being said, it is equally difficult to use cash in some places. So yeah, that's a good sign too. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate you addressing my comments. Absolutely loves dogs, because we love you guys. We love you guys writing comments. So that's kind of the kind here. Sheepex, you got a big mouth this morning. You got a big mouth this morning. Um so yeah, in regards to the Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin video that I made yesterday, Versatium or Vertasium. I have heard about this token. Busy Mountain. We'll try to remember this. I feel like I have seen this before. Seems like a patent it's holding illegal. I thought this was a coin. Never mind. Oh well. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. So this person doesn't know what they're talking about. Mark Psy2BX. Please join the channel. We really mean that. Ethereum doesn't have a cap supply, guys. Okay. Ethereum doesn't have a cap supply. Ethereum Classic has a cap supply. I believe it's like 200 million. Can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's 216 million or something like that, or 210 million. But Ethereum does not have a cap supply, guys. Okay, so just bear in mind that Litecoin does. I forget the supply of Litecoin. I know it's more than Bitcoin, but it's still got a cap supply. So the whole dynamic and the way that's set up is Alan, let's not ban SheepX. We know they're trying to talk crap, but guys, Alan can ban you though at SheepX. Just be aware. You're gonna have to create another account or change your name if Alan does ban you. I'm not gonna keep him from banning you. But we do support BSV, guys. Here we've supported it for over fucking 2 years at this point, and Bitcoin Cash as well. So we don't mind if you say what you want to say in the chat, guys. I'm never gonna ban anybody, but that doesn't mean Alan can't. And Alan's in the chat, and if he wants to ban you, that's just on him. Yeah, so just keep in mind, guys, we have one moderator, and we gave Mr. Fool an opportunity, but I don't see him in the chat. But basically, we have one moderator, and we got to keep the chat moving in the good direction, guys. We don't care if you hate Bitcoin SV. We don't care if you love Bitcoin SV. We're going to talk about it on the channel. You're going to get used to it. And SheepX, if you wanna, articulate a good argument, then do it. But don't just say, oh, it's trash and this, that, because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Bitcoin SV is a network of computers, guys. It is not a, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't care if Craig goes to jail. I don't give a shit. Whatever. Let's move on. So we got another great comment from LovesDogs8616. Okay, just answer this. Litecoin is just another fork of Bitcoin Cash. It's been around a long time. General acceptance is used, so what the fuck is it not? Why won't move like Bitcoin Cash? I got a sissy when somebody said it was going down to 330 or worse. Here's the thing with Litecoin, guys. It's not a fork of Bitcoin. What Charlie Lee did was he copied the source code. It does not share the same Genesis block as BTC. Okay, so just bear in mind, Bitcoin Cash, technically a fork of Bitcoin BTC. BSV, Bitcoin SV, technically a fork of Bitcoin Cash. But just bear in mind, guys, if we're following Bitcoin all the way through, that's how people in these communities are viewing what they consider Bitcoin to be. And that's why we hear a lot of this stuff of, BSV is the real Bitcoin, or Bitcoin Cash is the real Bitcoin. And the idea behind that, when people say that, is they're advocating the membership mark, the protocol, the community, the token, or not the coin that they're advocating, right? In the case of BSV, Bitcoin SV. In the case of Bitcoin Cash, BCH. In the case of Bitcoin, BTC. But you gotta see that it's not just like I would say that most people that are long time, if I was the long time BTC guy, I would probably hold probably all 4 coins, honestly. Bitcoin Gold included, Bitcoin Diamond included. But You know, I might obviously at some point, I just said earlier, hey, yeah, sell all your Bitcoin and go into BSV. I said that kind of kidding, like, but I might do that over time had I been in crypto before 2017. So that's just the luck of the draw, guys. I mean, you only hear about crypto when you hear about it. You don't hear about it. You can't go back in fucking time. This isn't Back to the Future. We're not going back to year 1955 to rewrite our future. We only have what we have right now, and it's 2024, and some people haven't even heard of crypto today. But yeah, so Litecoin is not a fork of Bitcoin, but I see what you're saying, Loves Dogs, because a lot of people think that, but it's actually a copy of the source code, which obviously it's open source, so anybody can make their own version of Bitcoin using that source code. It doesn't really, again, it's all about how much money you have. Like if I was a multi-billionaire, maybe I would start a coin, but I'd have to have a lot of good ideas because I tried to start a coin before called Liquid Coin, and found out if you don't have any money and you're poor, you're not going to be able to start a coin. So, but yeah, Litecoin is basically, it's not a fork of Bitcoin, but yes, the idea behind Litecoin is the light version of Bitcoin, meaning they were already foreseeing problems with scaling when Litecoin was created. That was the whole reason. Not solely the reason, but that was one of the comings of problems into the crypto space was the ability for Bitcoin to work. That was kind of the thing. From at least what I've gathered, at least the information that's out there. 4 times more Litecoin than Bitcoin BCH, so there's more Litecoin than all Bitcoin combined. There is more Litecoin, yeah. That's why it's also cheaper. The market cap, if there was 21 million, the Litecoin price would be fucking 4 times 8, it'd be $320. So, yeah, I mean, Bitcoin maxis seem to hate change, guys, from the perspective of like, if they raise the block size, it's like, okay, finally they did, but people try to hold on to the old ways, guys. I've worked at places like, I've worked at, things need to go back to how they were. Like, no. Things aren't going back to how they were, you fucking moron. So, payment coins are an old narrative. Speaking of moron, Doug Carver 3370. Payment coins are an old narrative. Yeah, I mean, whatever you think is old, but I think the payment narrative is gonna return. I really do. I think the payment narrative has the strongest chance of actually winning compared to DeFi, NFTs, fucking anything you want to consider not payments. I did click on this link. So I didn't know this video existed, guys, but go click on this link about who killed Bitcoin. It's actually a really good video. I haven't watched it all, but at some point we will. And it's Jeremy's voice on that video as well from the Bitcoin Cash podcast. If you guys follow his channel, which I don't remember them ever announcing this, but maybe this is something that I just didn't see, Don't see everything, guys. We don't know everything either. There's people that catch this channel that don't know shit before they get here, and then they're, masters of crypto once they do. Oh, man. All right, guys, let's see here. Yeah, people just, commenting on Bitcoin Cash, guys. People liking the videos on the live streams on Bitcoin Cash, and, that's why we do them. That's why we do them regularly. RC typically release candidate. Check out that Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, there was that rap song too. I don't know if you guys ever heard it. It was I don't know. It looked like some little white crackhead that was one of these YouTube rappers. Made a rap song on Bitcoin Cash. Bitch, I got that Bitcoin Cash. Like, I mean, it was the song sucked. I mean, that's me being, like, dude, you gotta figure out a new career choice. But that was a song, guys. Bitch, I got that Bitcoin Cash. You guys can look it up, Bitcoin Cash song or something. I don't know. But it's out there, guys. It's out there. So by next Christmas, Litecoin Joe, you have a Litecoin as your avatar, and you're saying by Christmas? I'm hoping fucking Litecoin goes to 320 here by like July or June. Especially if we're following this cyclical nature of the halving and then things pumping after the halving at a certain date or a certain time, right? Everybody says, oh, after the halving, Bitcoin's going to go up or whatever. But Litecoin halving already happened, I think, not too long ago. It was like August or something like that. Sheep Bunny X, our good friend, Sheep X Bunny 6165. Litecoin and BSV are two dinosaur projects that nobody talks about. Bohm and Slurf are the next apex predators of the blockchain evolution. You should be paying close attention to. So, I don't think so. And if they are, it's going to wreck more people than not. That's the thing. If you have that many BTC sheep, you can afford a little BSV. It's just for the gamble. Yeah, I mean, guys, here's the thing, guys. If these whales are coming into Bitcoin, BTC, and they're not buying the same amounts of Bitcoin Cash or BSV, these people are as dumb as the people that came into FTX. And don't you think, guys, on some weird fucking, maybe there's some weird chance that the crypto exchanges are monitoring this, or Coinbase is monitoring this, or somebody is monitoring this? Slurp and Bohm are just fucking hypes. Like, they'll probably go up. Sheepax is probably right. Slurp and Bohm probably will go up, but it'll wreck everybody before it does. You know what I mean? Here's my take on Litecoin. Should be top 10 with BCH in a sane, rational world. Fortunately, there's too many VC-backed pumps and dumps to overlook, and it gets ignored. It's not performing well at all compared to the peers like BCH. That said, I think it's going to be a good buy right now. We'll probably at least get you a 6x from here until the top. Made some really bad decisions with alts, and one is holding and is not taking the profit. Get into alts, make some sick gains, and get out. Your main stack should be BTC overall. I think we might be one of the biggest alt runs in crypto history late this year. Good luck for everyone and have fun. Appreciate you, Bill. Appreciate you lighting up the... Yeah, guys, and here's the thing. If you guys think holding Bitcoin, I'm not going to be the person to sit here and tell you guys not to hold Bitcoin, right? If your Bitcoin Cash bag explodes 20x and you fucking go from, 1 Bitcoin worth to fucking 20 Bitcoin worth or 21 Bitcoin worth, whatever. You think it's more, if you're more bullish on Bitcoin, yeah, you should play altcoins like that. But if you are more bullish on altcoins, you should play that same strategy with the altcoins. You should buy more altcoins. Price is still the same after 6 years. You must have bought it at a top. You must have bought it at a top, because there's been plenty of times where Litecoin's been spitting out profits. But I know what you mean. I'm in the same position on Zcash. It is what it is, but I'm not going to sell my Zcash either way. So, see, that's the thing, guys. You don't lose the coin. Stop looking at this as... Obviously, there's coins that are scams that are going to go down, but everybody that holds these altcoins, if the coins pop... No, let's not use that word. That reminds me of something very annoying. If the prices on these altcoins goes up against BTC, then what do you say? Well, like, if it does what Doge did on BTC, then what do you say? So you've got to keep our arguments in line with, with that, right? Because that could still happen, right? Just because it hasn't happened yet. It's happened before multiple times. It might happen again. It might not. But if the altcoins go up on BTC, there's going to be considerable attention around those type of altcoins. It's just a fact, especially with all these derivatives products, Coinbase listed futures settled in dollars. There's going to be a lot of stuff interacting with some of these altcoins in the future, ETFs and such, that could make this thing play out a little bit different than you think. So don't be so sure just because you're not up now. If you're waiting for it to get back up, or you bought it and sell your Litecoin, I mean, that seems pretty pointless. But I've done that with Doge, guys. I lost $1.2 million. $1.2 million, not Dogecoin. But you get the point, right? I am bullish every day, and I think this is, we talked about this already. Mr. Guilty Fool. Um, so I don't think Zcash is a fraud. I mean, that's stupid. Yeah, guys, you got to realize if a founder creates a coin and there is a pre-mine and that there is a pre-mine in there, or the block reward goes to the dev team for the first 2 years or whatever. When that stuff stops, that doesn't stop the coin from existing and still keeping, Zcash is a fixed supply with it's a mineable coin with a fixed supply. And I think that doesn't really make sense what you're saying here because Mr. El Caracabra, hope I said that right, Cabra. But that doesn't really make sense because Zcash, yeah, some of the dev fees went back to the people that created the coin, but that's over now. And basically, the coin's still there. It's just like FTT token, which is even less likely the case because FTT token's not mineable. There's no finite supply from what I know. Maybe FTT has a finite supply, but it's not mineable. And, it was the number one coin yesterday up in terms of like the top 100. It was up 9%. It was up higher than BSV. It was like maybe the fourth or not the number one, but it was maybe the fourth or fifth highest coin yesterday. So I'm just giving you that as an example to apply to what you just said here with Zcash is a fraud. It's not. And that's stupid to even say because you obviously don't know about Zcash. You obviously haven't done the research on Zcash because, yeah, again, pre-mines do exist when people start coins. So do block rewards going back to the dev fees for certain periods of time. But once those things expire, once those things go out, obviously that's why we saw a crash on Zcash in terms of price, but not really. We went up to 600. We went up to fucking 350. And now we're down to what, $30? So doesn't make a lot of sense if you ask me. In terms of Zcash being a scam, that seems pretty stupid to say, given what we know. We only know what we know, guys. We can't assume things. That's the problem with stuff. People assume stuff without looking into it. They assume BSV is a scam. They assume Bitcoin Cash is a scam. They assume Zcash is a scam. But these same people couldn't tell you a fucking one thing about them. And that's a lot of what we see, guys. And that's a lot of what I see in public when I talk to people, about crypto and I bring up some stuff. They're like, oh, well, that they'll say something, and what they say confirms to me they know absolutely nothing about crypto. All right, guys. Oh, man. This dog is fucking insane here. He's like belly up right underneath me. Ripping ass. Oh, you stink, man. I gotta stop feeding you beans. Crack Pipe, Cracking Pipe, what's good? Love to see you in the chat sometime. Chadwick, keeping it real, exceedingly base take. Thanks. Litecoin is a good fucking coin and I'm bullish on it, but it's underperforming BTC. That is true, guys. And tomorrow, and starting tomorrow, guys, on Monday, we were talking about a couple weeks ago getting back to the basics on the channel, and I think maybe in the coming weeks we do that, some stuff. And I'm talking about how we were doing the stream 2 years ago, guys, when we were doing the fucking BTC trading pairs, looking at coins, looking at the overtaking of the fiat system, that kind of thing. All right, let's see here, guys. We're coming up here. I'm starting to drift. Let's go through a couple more comments, and then we're gonna head to the chat box and wrap it up here. We might be back here, guys, later, depending on prices. The prices have been kind of up and down the last 2 days, but I'd rather them be up and down than down like they were 4 days ago. So, we get on here based on prices, guys. We don't get on here based on whether or not, Michael Saylor's fucking butt plug is in or not. You know what I mean? Or if SBF is dropping the soap. I mean, we can be sympathetic to these people, guys, but we don't really care. So it's stupid to pretend like we do. It's stupid to pretend like I care if these things are what they are. The only thing we care about is price. Sorry. Let's see here. Let's go through a few more of these comments here on the channel, guys. And just a reminder, on Sundays, if you are free, we try to get on here in the, sometime before noon, even though we get on here a little late sometimes. We try to do a weekly wrap-up show where we cover, at least in the last 2 days, comments. If you want to get a comment on the channel and you want me to directly cover your comment, then obviously it would probably make sense to leave it on like Friday or Saturday night. And as the channel grows, obviously we'll redirect that timestamp accordingly, right? Because it might be to the point. I want to keep doing this Sunday wrap-up show, guys, because it seems to get a lot of not so much today, but a lot of people have actually came into this chat because I've been following them, and a lot of the subscribers have actually came through and stayed because of the Sunday wrap-up show. So I do want it to be, something that we do once a week, because it does kind of set the pace a little bit different on a Sunday, which is a, interesting day already, but also allows us to kind of step away from the price, and actually go through stuff that I want to do on the channel, like comments, feedback, that kind of thing. All right, let's go through one or two more comments and we'll drop into the chat, and then we'll call it a day. Call it a life. All right, so you're not going to get $1 Litecoin. That's just not going to happen. Crypto would have to be basically abolished everywhere by every government, and then the price might drop there. But I just don't see it at this point, guys. $1 Litecoin, that's down from a 32x from 7 years ago when I got into crypto, or 26x. It's just not going to happen. Let's see. Crypto, Bill B says crypto never goes as high or as low people as expect. I would say that's a pretty fair statement. I've put it, guys, where I think BTC is going to go to anywhere between 250K and 500K. That's my number. I think Bitcoin Cash could go all the way up to exceed 20,000, and I think Bitcoin SV could go upwards to close to 10,000. Those are just numbers I pulled out of my ass because I think that's where they'll go, and I don't think it's anything, too irrational. Because if you look at BTC, if we do, we looked at it the other day. I mean, if we do the lows to the highs of the bear market to the peak for the last 2 cycles, that would put us, you could do the math on it. I don't remember exactly what we figured it out to be, but I want to say it was close to 250K or above it. We went from 3,000 or basically like 3,200 to 67,000. So 30x, or no, 20x, 2,000% up. So 20 times 16, 320,000 BTC, Bitcoin, 320,000 Bitcoin, because we were at about 16,000, I think, at a low, in the bear market. I think BTC dropped down to around 16,000. So 20x both times, both cycles would make sense. So that would put BTC at about 320,000. Especially with all this hype around ETFs and all this stuff, I think that could actually cause it to maybe go higher. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, we don't know, guys. Like Bill said, it's always, people, we always say all these numbers, but then it always goes less or more than less high as we think and less low as we think, right? It's just better just to not fixate too much on that, I think, and just try to stack positions, and then maybe obviously diversify into other positions as time goes on. And then, of course, sometimes they're better to spin coins than aren't. But if you're trying to chase it constantly, at some point you'll be on the wrong side of that. All right, let's drop into the chat here. That's enough comments. We went through the last 2 days, and that's great. So yeah, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we're going back to the chat, to the channel. Let's see what you guys are saying in here. Hey, what's good, Seihan? It's good, Alan. I'm in Cali, so probably not. So it depends on how much your electricity costs. So let's go through some comments, guys. Let's you guys are lighting up the chat, which we like, but I'm gonna go through just kind of the last few comments. I think mining, guys, is worth it, and I don't want to tell you why. We were having the conversation back on this Bitcoin Supreme show, actually a few weeks back, about me wanting to go into mining, and that hasn't ever changed. I actually would like to go into mining. you know, more for just the novelty of it. But I think if you guys can find a place to get affordable power, and I don't know how much solar, I don't know how many, you know, amps or whatnot it would take to run certain mining equipment. Obviously, you'd have to, it wouldn't just be a process of you buying a bunch of mining equipment and then, you know, just running in to fucking build a mining rig in your fucking house. Basically, you'd want to plan it out. And I told you guys, like, you know, in my dream world where everything is fucking like I want, I'd like to have a place maybe out in the desert where it gets a ton of sunlight. You know, you get, I don't know, 320 days of sunlight every single day or year. And then you obviously have cheap power. So the initial investments, the mining equipment. There's also I would want to do solar because if not, you know, again, you'd have to break down. Electricity is not cheap out here in California, guys, and nothing's cheap out here. So, um, you know, at soon we're going to be paying to flush every fucking toilet. Every toilet when we flush it, we're going to have to pay. So my point is electricity is key because it's, you know, you're going to have that cost. But I would like to have like a solar, you know, a mining, maybe like one of those not storage containers, but yeah, maybe those truck containers, and maybe build out something in there, like have ACs and stuff on it. Solar, you know, mining a few different coins. Nothing crazy, guys. I'm not going into the mining business because I feel like if you do that, you're not going to be able to do it at your house, and you're going to need a lot more money than I'm willing to go into, right? With mining, I want to have, you know, I could probably build out my mining rig in like, you know, a garage or you know, a separate room in my house or whatever, and then just have solar, and then you know, obviously there's that initial investment with the solar, but I want to have solar at my house anyway. It cuts the energy consumption way down. I have solar here where I'm at, and you know, once your solar's paid off, you know, and I would just buy it outright anyways. You basically essentially don't pay for power, which, you know, saves you anywhere from, you know, 5 to 400 to 700 a month, depending on how big your house is, you know, and if you're running the AC and all that stuff. And in most places in California, you're gonna have to run the air conditioning. You're gonna have to run a lot of stuff. So it just makes sense to have solar, you know. Hunt says he mined ETC, Ethereum Classic, a few years ago. I had power included with the rent, so it was lucky I could rinse out. I think I was pulling about 2 kilowatts constant towards the end. Was a lot of work and used hand video cards. Yeah, I mean, guys, that's the thing. Like, I want to just do mining because I think it's badass. I think it's fun. And refurbish them all, and it was fun and quite fruitful and a fair bit of work. Good heating if you need it in the winter. Yeah, those things get hot. Those things get hot. All right, guys, I think that'll wrap it up here. We're coming in at a 45 minutes, I guess, here on the Bitcoin Supreme show. So it's been a ride, guys. Obviously, the ride's never over, so don't think that we're concluding anything. We're just concluding for now. I appreciate my boy Alan coming in the chat and everybody else in the chat as well. We appreciate you guys coming in, guys and girls. You know, getting more girls join the channel, which is great. I think last I checked, I think we're at like 16% girls. So it's better not to have a dick fest in the chat constantly, guys, because that's not what we want. We want to have insight from everybody. So, all right, guys, that'll wrap it up. We'll probably do maybe a live stream later tomorrow or something like that, or, you know, some videos depending on, you know, what kind of stuff I see happening. Prices, like I said, are pretty involved this week, and you know, I'm sure next week will be pretty involved as well, even if we go down or up. You know, it doesn't really matter what direction, because once we make these jumps up and these jumps down, whatever way they go becomes even more interesting than the day before. You know, even if, like I said, even if they drop, you know, it's still going to be an exciting week. So, all right, guys, we'll catch you guys soon. Take care.